What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of Screen Printing Real Talk. Let's get into it.
Here we go.
I'm Ramon Jamal, and I'm sitting here with Rick Province of Ohio Ink Supply. And today, we're going to talk about
what?
The art of delegation.
Ooh, fancy.
Right. That sounds fancy, don't it?
What the heck does that mean?
What is the art of delegation, man?
What does that even mean?
Right. Let us know, Rick.
We could have come up with a better title than that.
No, I think the art of delegation is cool, man. Because it's an art to it, right?
All right. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
We'll work it. I feel like
You think we can?
We'll pad our way through this.
Right.
Delegation. What does delegation mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm. For us elementary-minded folks,
right.
Delegation just simply means not absorbing all the tasks yourself, being able to release control and be able to assign tasks or different services to someone else so that you can focus on what you're best at.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So how do we do that best in, say, a screen printing business?
Mm-hmm. How do we do that, Rick?
So some of the ways over the years that we've done that is, and I'll just kind of go through a couple little avenues of how we've done it. One, phones. So when people call in, as you start to scale up your business, you're going to start being overwhelmed like we were, at least I imagine. So on phones, people calling it all the time. And if you're pulled in different directions, how can you possibly be on the press? Or how can you focus on marketing? Mm-hmm. How can you do these things effectively if you're constantly being pulled to handle support calls? So some of the ways that we've done that is we've used a service called single number communications.
Okay.
It's a great service. There are others out there that you can use, but I think one's called Cricket.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Okay. Or something of Hopper or something. I forget that.
Right.
Ruby Receptionist is another. But for us, we chose single number communications. It's a real live person for support. The guy's awesome. His name's Bill. He's been a real support for our business. And it gives the consumer a nice front end so that you can filter your phone calls a little better. Mm-hmm. You don't have to pay for someone to sit in a seat all day long to answer phones. Mm-hmm. And it's not super electronic. So it doesn't sound, from the consumer's perspective, like you hate dialing up Amazon for something or whatever and getting funneled through this big system. 1, 2, 3, press this, press that.
Right.
It's like that, but not as deep. It's very personable. It's not, it's you leaving the voice on there. It's not a computer, and it's not as deep. It just doesn't sound as crunchy, I guess. But that's been a great option.
Right. So me just thinking about it, man.
Yeah.
On my end, I don't have that just yet, but like you said, we're talking about, scaling throughout the episodes that, lately. And this is one of the ways. But, people just got my cell phone number. Right. But to be more professional, you got to get to that level of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and these are things,
like that. Yeah.
Obviously, like if you can't afford or can't swing it or it doesn't make sense, then I wouldn't jump the rung of the ladder. I would go in sequence. So, work in the basement, answer the phones on the cell phone.
Right.
But when the cell phone becomes overwhelming and you're making the dough, now it makes sense to kind of take the next rung, call Bill over at Single Number Communications, get a sweet phone system. Now you can start filtering those phone calls a little better, and it just makes a better sense.
Yep, and more professional.
Sounding. It gives you the time too that you can kind of view these voicemails that come through your email, and you can say, well, telemarketer, we're going to put that off to the side. Okay, this is Sally. We need to call her back because it's in regards to a rush job. Mm-hmm. So it gives you the opportunity to do that as a smaller business. Okay. It makes you look big too. It makes you look like a professional house. Gives you a good face.
Right.
Second, a good way is to take advantage of your local schools. And you actually have a bit of experience in this with your business.
Right.
What do you think?
So yeah, just like local colleges and whatnot, they do have programs where you can get an intern, and you can list it as, unpaid internship, right?
Dude.
So here in Akron, we have, the University of Akron, or Akron University.
Yeah.
They get into that. What should it be, Akron University or University of Akron? Yeah. But anyway, We have that, and they have a program called Handshake. And you can actually just go on their website, fill out your information, put, what you're looking for in there. You can even set like the GPA that you're looking for and all of that. And you can set it as paid or unpaid. And people will actually hit you up because they need that experience, right?
And they're hungry for it probably too.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So that's a good resource. Your local college should have a program like that. So I would definitely look into that if you want.
And that's helped you out considerably over the years. He's been trying to talk me into it.
Right, I'm trying to talk Rick into it, man, because it's a help, but you're helping them as well. You know what I'm saying? So,
that makes sense. And you can transition them over into something. You got an educated person that is acclimated to your business and how you decide to run, probably even help with some marketing of it. And they can take it when they're ready to graduate. It might be a great person to offer an opportunity to as you scale. So it gives you the opportunity to bring them in for nothing, maybe at first, if that's all you can swing.
Right.
Maybe get them into a paid internship and then ultimately offer them a
position.
Position, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
That's it, guys. They help you scale, and then you get to that point, and then you can bring them on.
Right.
And, it's a win-win.
Win-win.
Like they say.
Kind of third way that we've used over the years is there's some separation, not just software, but art separation companies that focus solely on doing separations for screen printers like ourselves. Excuse me. So what that means is if every version of art, we all know if it's 3-color or 2-color like my shirt, I make it in Photoshop or Illustrator or whatever software I designed it in. I have to separate these colors out in order to put them on films so that I can print them individually on the press. Well, rather than being taxed with the task of having to sit at a computer or hire an artist, you can use a third-party service like File to Film is great. They're out of California. They've been awesome for our overflow work. They're very affordable. And then they charge you a flat rate. They could either send you the files or send you the films.
Okay.
We also on Ohio Ink, if you have the files already separated, we offer film output service. So you can check that out too, and we're here to assist with that. There's different ways that you can outsource these things and kind of delegate and take that load off of yourself so that you can focus on making the money.
That's what I'm talking about.
Boom. Fourth way, let's see here. What about just contracting out completely? Maybe you get a job, maybe you're in the basement and you're printing 20 shirts. Your average job's 20 to 50, maybe 100 even is a little stretch.
Right.
That's okay, we've all been there. Take advantage of some great contract screen printers. It's no surprise our family owns one called Ohio Screen. We solely focus on screen printers alone. We do no direct to consumer business. That's important to me. Others out there are just like that. There's some great ones in New York. There's some great ones in Florida. Even here in Ohio, there's some really good ones. 5Bs, I've heard a lot of great things about them. They have a really big embroidery house even up north.
Okay.
So there's some great shops out there to take advantage of, to where if your local college came through and said, hey, we know you print, you're the new guy on the corner, we want to give you a job for 40,000 shirts.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to take that. It would be overwhelming. Well, now you could delegate that job off to a contract printer, establish a relationship with them, making sure that they're not going to take that and do direct business, because they're out there. They're out there.
Right.
That's shady. And establish a partnership with them so that they can kind of help you piggyback when you get those big jobs. They slap your name on the box and it goes out as if you did it in your back room.
Right.
To me, if I can make the same amount or even 10% less and have someone else do it and not have to worry about it, win-win.
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 Right.
So that's really all the options, or the kind of the 4 things I wanted to discuss.
Okay.
You think of any other?
Listen, the only thing that I can say.
Not to put you on the spot.
No, you're good. Because I'm just thinking about, the things that we've touched on, right?
Yeah.
These are all ways to delegate work, either, within or outsourcing it. You know what I mean? But they're awesome options to scale, So, hey, hopefully that was informational for, you know, our viewers.
Yeah. And even like parts of the systems, we'll reference our video. By the way, all the links for every reference that we'll put in the footer, but I'll put a link at the end of here, at the outro video, or screen, whatever, of the video past. And we talked about scaling business and that. And internally even, it might even just be getting to the point of hiring different people to take specific roles in the company, and being able to delegate those roles specifically. Okay, I have my art person in-house. I have my person that makes the screens, burns the screens for me. I have the press operators. I might have a cleanup crew. I might have a reclaiming crew for reclaiming the screens and putting them back in the dark room and coating them. Sales, it might be all these different areas. What I found for me, and this is not the right way, it's just a way, is for me personally, I wanted to focus on what I'm most passionate about. I don't want to create another job. That's why I started a company, so I could have the freedoms that I want, you know? And so I want to go to work and be excited about what I'm doing. And for me, I'm a creative. I like to create. I really suck at operating. I'm horrible at it. So I've been able to delegate those responsibilities of operation to good people who are solid at that. Another thing, last but not least, I say, there's a lot of testing out there, and you might even know some of these personality tests. There's one called, I believe if I'm pronouncing it right, it's called the Enneagram. Yeah, man, it's awesome. I'm telling you guys, look into that. So a lot of times people, especially us screen printers, we're creatives tend to be, or even worker bees, the guy that's on your press. I would actually go to say, generally speaking, the average human being doesn't really give enough thought to what they're good at and what they're bad at. And a lot of times, maybe we're not even willing to admit the truth. Some of these tests are really good at identifying that, and you can kind of have your staff or your team do this in order to identify these strengths and weaknesses and then delegate to those strengths. So now you've built a strong organization. There's no weak link, and you can also hire that way too. Hire, you know, have it a part of your hiring process so that it fits that specific role.
It's awesome, man. And that's like you said, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses, being self-aware of that, and not being ashamed to say, listen, man, I'm good at this, I suck at that. So I need somebody that's good at that.
That's
you
right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
I'll be honest, that was not me early on. I try to be everything to everybody. I take every job. I wouldn't have a niche market. I wasn't very focused, didn't have a system. And sure, I made some money at it. But I found myself working 17 hours a day, 16, 17 hours a day. No family, because they're getting tired of not seeing me. And it was a mess. So I had to recalibrate life and get right. And don't learn from my mistakes.
Burnout. You don't want to burn out.
You don't want to burn out. A lot of hospital visits. Anxieties.
No.
Nasty.
You don't need it.
You don't need it,
y'all. So hey, listen, I think that's it, man. It's a pretty informational episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Is that it, Rick?
That's it, man. That's all I got.
Okay, guys. Don't forget, if you have any questions or any suggestions, please comment below. Let us know.
Please do. Please do.
And hey, subscribe.
Right here. Check out that video that I referenced. It'll show up right about here.
Right. And don't forget to smash that notification bell.
Turn on the notification too.
That's right.
Make sure that's ding. That way, every time we put a new video up, you'll get the notification on your phone.
Exactly. All right, guys. We thank y'all so much for watching. Until next time. Peace.